So I'm gonna get myself out of the way right now, and I'm going to introduce, I get the pleasure of introducing our speaker. She was with us in May, all of May, that's not last month, but a couple of months ago. So thanking her for that and also coming back and accepting that invitation to come back with us here. She hails from out of Northern California. It is one of the great leaders out there, or out here, I guess I should say. I always kind of, are we central, are we north? It just depends on who you speak to. But I consider her part of the great leaders just out here in this area here. Her and her husband have multiple businesses, and her goal is to get a second position of RVP. Now, just imagine 2 RVPs in the household, and on one of them, you get paid an additional 4%. I'm just going to leave that right there. Let that sit right there for a second. So she teaches and she mentors many people. She's trained in front of thousands of people, in person and virtually on top of that. And just really grateful to have her here with us. She has reached one of the top positions here in our company in 3 years. Right. She has one of the brightest energies that you could even imagine and want to be around. And I'm so thankful that you've taken the time just to pour into us once again. If you guys can put your hands together for Mrs. Keri Roeder.
Good morning, or I'll do them all times. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Right?
Right.
Good
Okay.
morning. Thank you, Harrison, for saying such nice things about me. That is so awesome. And no, I absolutely feel definitely a part of everything you and all the other leaders are creating, and the invitation to come back again is always just such a blessing. I know that Mr. Thomas and you and Jabri can choose anybody to jump on these calls. And so the fact that I continue to get a repeat invitation just really is an honor. And as we've talked about before, it's everything I say is just a duplication, a repeat of what I've learned in my 14 years. So I appreciate this opportunity. And hello, good morning. I love seeing some of these amazing faces. I love that Pierce is obviously at work, but still on and listening. That's awesome. So good morning, Catherine, Suzanne, Rick, Jackie, Kenneth, Dwight. We can see his thing, which means he's listening, probably at work. John, Sam, Daryl, Martha, Douglas, Blanca. Earlier, I saw Amanda's face, Craig. So Samsung. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Mr. Styles. Really excited to be here on this Monday morning. And my topic today is actually kind of like how he did such a perfect edification, by the way. Good job using the template. The idea of having fun. So my theme today, conversation today, is having fun. And for those of you who have not heard me on these calls before, what I always tell everybody is when I do these leadership calls, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me. Okay. So everything as a leader, everything we do still applies to us. And so the theme, are you having fun? If you're new, by the end of this conversation, you'll understand why I'm having this conversation with everybody. If you're not new, this may apply to you. And if it doesn't apply to you, it's definitely something to teach down the road. Okay. So we were all in Cleveland, Ohio. And, I had pages and pages and pages and pages of notes that I could go over with you, listening to all the trainers, all the promotions, right? All the testimonials, having conversations with people outside of, the formal event. Cleveland was my 14-year anniversary, and my very first national training event with the founders was in Cleveland in June 2010. So it was really a nostalgic time for me. And I really embraced that event differently than normal because of what's happening in my personal life. Okay. I'm not going to share with you what's happening in my personal life, but I'm going to share with you some things. But I was at a private little leadership thing, and top senior vice president, Mr. Efren Tejada, was having a conversation with us. And some of you were there. I see your faces. And he says to us, sorry, put that on mute. he says to us, when was something along the lines of, when was the last time you really had fun doing this? He had asked himself that. When was I having the most amount of fun building ACN? And that like hit me, right? It absolutely hit me. So when we promote going to events, there's reasons why we promote going to events because there is usually an aha moment for us. And every single one of us have a different aha moment based on where we are. My very first international training event, there was a senior vice president promotion that happened that gave me the belief that I could do this. Some of you have heard me talk about that, right? Maybe towards the end of the month, I'll tell you that story. But 14 years later, here I am. One of my main mentors says this to the group, but it felt like he was talking to me. Keri, when was the last time you had the most amount of fun? Like, or when did you have the most amount of fun building ACN? And I started thinking back on my 14 years, and it was actually leaving the Cleveland 2010 event. And in those, it would have been about 60 days or so running to what's called team coordinator. Now it's regional director. It's kind of in between regional coordinator and redirector, running to team coordinator. And then from team coordinator, running to the position is called regional director. Okay, mind you, it was harder to do it back then, you guys, okay? But running and literally becoming the top producing team coordinator for only 11 months as we were running to regional director, helping other people, remembering like, God, this one guy, we took him like, he was just exhausted at the end of his first 30 days that he got his bonus, right? And I remember him laying on the kitchen floor all, wow, I got it done, right? And, people sending me pictures of their checks. That's how long I've been doing this, people. Anyway, skipping to the mailbox every Friday, right? Knowing I was going to grab my check. So it really, really hit me. And so when I was thinking about what did I want to talk with all of us today about, is having fun. Are you having fun? So let me ask you all a few questions, okay? And obviously you're all muted, so it's just for you to kind of answer out loud to yourself, okay? When you see a senior vice president like Mr. Thomas, okay, when you see any senior vice president, okay, when you see the top producing, whether they're regional vice presidents, whether they're regional directors, regional coordinators, executive team leaders, right? When you see these top producing people, are they smiling? Are they Tigger or are they Eeyore, right? Are they crossing that stage on, like sex, right? Or are they crossing that stage like, right? You guys watch these people as they cross the stage. Watch their smiles as Mr. Provenzano selects them out of everybody to go up to the podium, right? And talk. Like, if you really, really pay attention to the environment, the top producers are beaming, right? They're just gleaming with their smiles and their eyes are bright, like they smile with their eyes, right? And they're hugging everybody and they're encouraging, they're doing all of those things. Now, let me ask you the question. Do you think they are smiling like that and have the mindset they have and all that because they're a top producer? Or do you think they're a top producer because that is how they are in the environment? See, I think it's the latter. Be, do, have. Be the regional and senior vice president, do what it takes, and you'll have what they have, right? So if you show up to the ACN environment and you are anything other than smiles and joy and futuristic goals, right? And embracing each other and congratulating other people, right? Congratulating other people for getting, even if you didn't cross the stage, congratulating other people for crossing the stage. How are you showing up? Because here's the thing, everything we do duplicates. So for the new people on the line, I hope that your experience in getting started with us has been nothing but people being smiling and engaging and encouraging and laughing, right? And having fun. Because ultimately, how you're showing up is what's going to duplicate in your business. Now, we're all entitled to bad days. And if you've heard me talk about mindset before, my daddy, who's still alive, fought in the Vietnam War as an army. Anyway, it's awful, 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 but he did. But when he came home, he taught me you're entitled to bad moments, not bad days. Okay. So if you're having an off day, well, here's the thing in the ACN environment. Okay, so imagine this like you're going to go to an event or you're going to get on a Zoom, right? So you're going to go to an event and you're having an off day, right? It's a bad day for whatever reason, okay, big or small, whatever reason. You have a choice. Before you get in your car, well, actually, before you even get dressed for your ACN event, you have a choice. What is your attitude going to be? How are you going to show up? Are you going to show up positive and smiling and all that, right? Even if it's fake to start, if you start smiling in your closet while you're getting ready and doing your hair and your makeup or whatever, and the guys or some guys do their hair, but anyway, but if you start at the very beginning, okay, it's ACN time. Let me go get dressed. And you're having a bad day and you look in the mirror and you just, right? I'm sure if you make yourself a crazy face in the mirror, you're probably in love with yourself, right? And then that could be the start of a better attitude so that when you show up to your ACN event, you are smiling. See, your problems will still be there when you're done. Okay. So that little window of time, you know how Mr. P always says at the beginning of our national events, hey, listen, can you leave stuff at home? Can you just give us 2 days of concentration? Can you just ignore it, right? So same thing, whether you're getting on a Zoom or a live thing, whether it's a PBR, a PBR presentation, right? Just how are you showing up? See, when we have a bad moment, poop this time rolls uphill. Okay. When you're having a bad whatever, whether it's ACN, personal life, whatever, by all means, that's what we're for. Send it up to the leadership because we can handle it. Okay. We can handle it. And likely we've either been through it ourselves or know somebody on our team who has. And if we haven't, we're going to have empathy for you and help you get through it. But sideline to you and downline, nothing but smiles. Nothing but smiles. So I will tell you, I'm going through something personal, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going through something personal that is absolutely horrific, would throw most people under the bus. And it does. But would you agree? Like when I got on here, I'm smiling, right? All that. See, I took the half an hour before getting on here, actually an hour. I was ready early, ladies who know me. Okay. I was ready at 8 a.m. Yeah, Catherine's laughing. Okay. So I took that time to really release the personal crap that's going on in my life and to focus in on knowing this conversation. And I think that's why the have fun thing came up for me. Okay. So here's the thing when I get off this Zoom, that's still going to be over there. Okay. So when we're in the ACN environment, being able to have fun and being able to be present. See, this past weekend in Cleveland, I actually took the time to talk to some of my leadership. I'm sure he'll tell you, Mr. Thomas and I had a funny exchange, but I didn't have a private moment to talk to Mr. Thomas, but I did have a private moment to talk to a few people of my leadership, okay, and to share them what was going on because I needed to release what's going on with me in order for me to be smiling in our environment, okay. One of the people that I did have an opportunity to talk with is none other than Mr. Larry Raskin. And if any of you have had a private conversation with Mr. Larry Raskin, you think he tells it like it is when he's on stage and training. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, don't ever ask Mr. Larry Raskin for advice if you're not willing to hear the truth. Okay. So I know this about him. And I took a moment to share with him what was going on. And in that private moment, I actually started crying. With everybody else, I really kind of kept it together. Okay. But with him, I started crying. And we took our picture and everything, and then I sent our picture and I apologized for my tears. And Mr. Larry Raskin wrote back some things, and then he said, crying is beautiful, whining is not. And see, here's the thing. He knows I wasn't whining. I was telling him what's going on. And through that, through the pain in which I'm experiencing, I cried. And so for him to tell me that crying is beautiful, it really gave me permission over these last 10 days or 9 days or whatever since getting home, to be able to embrace what's going on for me. But then when it comes to the AC environment, I got to buck up, right? And show up. So when I was getting dressed and doing my hair and all that, that's when I was making funny faces, right? And really getting myself prepared for this ACN event, because it's unfair to all of you. If I showed up this morning bringing in the baggage of crap that's happening in my personal life right now, it would be unfair to you. Would you all agree with that? Yeah. So here's the thing. When we're at ACN events, if you're sitting there I don't have to make really good angry faces, but would you agree you're influencing the environment, right? Yeah. Now, not all of you have short little legs like me. If you ever wonder if you really see me like in a restaurant or whatever, and I'm sitting at the edge of my seat, it's because if I sit on the seat altogether, then my feet don't touch the ground. Okay. So that's why I sit at the edge of my seat so I can be like an adult. Anyway, if you're not doing well and you are in the ACN environment, well, actually everywhere, you guys, okay. But if you're not doing well and you have long legs, do it anyway. Sit at the edge of your seat. See, when you sit at the edge of your seat and you sit upright, it doesn't allow you to slouch and go like this and have all that negativity, because people are watching you. Whether they're on your team or not, people are watching you, and the guests are watching you. See, the guests are there. They're guests. They're taking in the business model and all that, but they're assessing the environment. They're assessing the environment to see if they want to be a part of the environment. And if you're there and you are displaying any level of negativity whatsoever, then anyway, I say shame on you. Okay. It's interesting. And I've had to do this to quite a few people actually. So, back when we have live events, right? And we're greeting, right? Right. Well, people always, sometimes when people will pull me aside, Mrs. Roeder, I gotta tell you something. And then they start in on negativity. Oh, my customer didn't go through, or Bobby Joe quit, or whatever. And I always interrupt, hopefully politely, and I say, you're welcome, Amanda. I always say, listen, not now. Not now. This isn't when we talk about it. So put your smile on, right? If you can't, then there's the door. Because here's the thing. There's guests, and they're watching your face right now. Okay? You're saying it all. And so we can talk when everybody has left. That doesn't mean at the end of the presentation, when I'm trying to close guests, dear God, don't pull me to the side and try to tell me the shit that's happening in your life right now. It can wait. It can wait. It can wait till every single person, not just guests, every single IBO has left the building. Okay. Unless they're in a higher position than me, it can wait. If they're not in a higher position than me, then you need to wait. I promise you, I'm going to love you. I'm going to embrace you. I'm going to help you through it. But my job, my role as a leader, your role as a leader, is to provide the environment where people can win. And if we bring our crap into that environment, somebody like me, I'm the shark. Y'all know this. Okay. For the new people, we have personality types. I'm a shark. Okay. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But I'm assessing the room. I'm assessing, is this an environment that I actually want to be in? Okay. Most everybody is. Now, Mr. Tony Kupins, okay, he's my main mentor. And as you know, he is all about having fun. having fun, 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 right? It's even on all his training slides. If you've ever attended a core training, like have fun. And it's always really big, professional, but have fun, right? Have fun, have fun, have fun, have fun, have fun. Now let's talk about personality types. Okay. I'm a shark. And when I went to my first big event after seeing ACN and getting started, when I walked in, I went to assess the environment. I had already gotten my positions and all that. Okay. But I drove an hour away to Sacramento. And as I get there, I'm assessing the environment. I already know the business, right? Well, whatever. But there was really cool, fun songs, right? People were kind of grooving along in their seat. They were hugging, they were smiling. It was just a really positive environment. Okay. The environment sold me. As a shark, the environment sold me. Because here's the thing, it was the right amount of having fun. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't over the top, like, people dancing weird. You know what I mean? So if you're a super dolphin, I'm a dolphin in my personal life. Okay, right? I'm a dolphin in my personal life. You invite me to your wedding and nobody's dancing. I'm the fool who goes out there first by myself, right? And then I get the party started. Okay, I'm a dolphin in my personal life. In my professional life, I like to have fun too. But if you take it too far, then you're going to lose the sharks and especially the urchins. Okay, but be positive, have fun, but do it in an appropriate way. Don't be Eeyore, be Tigger, okay? But don't be crazy Tigger, okay? We have to also kind of keep that balance, okay? Okay, following my notes here. Okay, so why do we attend events? We attend events so that we can continue to grow and develop personally. Mr. P says ACN is a personal development program with a compensation plan attached. Personal development program with a compensation plan attached. Wow. If you really listen to the RVP and SVP speeches and the trainers, they'll tell you that is not who they were when they showed up, right? Like Mr. Mazer showed the picture right of him. Like if you really listen to those stories, where they are as a top producer is not where they started or who they were when they started. So why do we attend events? We attend events to listen to stories, to hear experiences, to meet new people, to be able to understand that you're going to have your emotional ups and downs. You are. If you're in business, you are. Every business. Imagine this. Imagine you owned a restaurant, okay? And you own a restaurant and, people are walking in and you're the owner and you're, doing your do, you're walking around and you're all, meh, how's your day? How's food? People are walking in to be seated. Table for 4. You got to wait 45 minutes. Are you okay with that? Like, could you imagine? You'd be like, nope, I'm out. Okay. It's the same thing here. If you owned a business and you're trying to gain customers, how would you show up to your potential customers? If you owned a business and you're trying to gain customers, how would you allow your employees to show up to acquire those customers? See, I did own a retail business. It was a plant nursery, boutique nursery, and bought a little mini fridge, and I would always go to Costco and buy bottles of water, big bottles of water. And I required the moment a staff member saw somebody walking in, where there was 2 entrances, they had to go get a cold bottle of water, and they had to walk up, and they had to smile, and they had to say, "Hi, here's a bottle of water for you." And I did that because I wanted to break bread, right, with people. I wanted to give people something for nothing, even if whether they were going to spend money in my shop or not. But I did that because I wanted them to feel welcomed and appreciated. And people go, "Oh, I'm not buying anything." "Oh, cool, no worries. Here's your water," right? Or they could say, "Oh, thank you." Versus, "Hey, how you doing? You want a bottle of water? We got some in the fridge. Would you like one?" Do you see the difference? So when you show up to the ACN environment, you get to choose how you're going to engage. Are you going to walk up? I'm a hugger. Y'all know I'm a hugger, right? Are you going to walk, give a hug, right? Or hey, or hey, what's up? You will not believe what freaking happened to me today. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, so are you having fun? If you're not having fun, cool, no worries. From this moment forward, you get to choose to have fun. If you've ever had fun in building your ACN business, I want you to take a quiet moment when we're done with this call, and I want you to tap into that memory. I want you to tap into the memory, like I showed that guy laying on the kitchen floor. Oh my God, right? That was so cool. I was laughing. I took pictures of him. Like, it was so cool, right? Tap into that memory and then take that energy with you throughout today and into whatever ACN events you're doing today and tonight and tomorrow and the next day. And I promise you this, you exercise this, it will come natural to you in that, like a light switch, right? Light switch goes on, I'm in my ACN environment. ACN environment's over, light switches off, and now I could go deal with whatever crap is happening, okay? It will still be there when you're done. If you want to grow your ACN business, we need to be attractive. We need to be attractive. Mr. Tony Kupit says, all we're trying to do is get people to like us. When people like us, they're more likely to do what we want them to do, which is either, start a business and build it or become a customer. But if we're Eeyore, the odds of people liking us are slim. If we're professionally Tigger, right, then people are more likely to like us. You want to be organically you in everything you do. Add a smile. If the least you do, if you're still slouching, but you're smiling, right? At least at minimum, add a smile. One of the biggest compliments people give me is when they tell me that I smile with my eyes. I love that. I love that compliment because that means I'm not just smiling here, I'm smiling with all of me. So who are you? Are you having fun? If you're not, create your fun. If you've ever had a window of time where you had the most fun, tap into that and bring that with you into the next ACN event and every ACN event moving forward. So it's 9:30. Again, I always appreciate the opportunity to share my experiences. I don't know if it's wisdom or not, but it's definitely experiences in 14 years. And I shared with you that I'm going through some personal stuff because I want you to know that it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. It really, really does. And so just know that emotional roller coaster is true. It's genuinely true. And the negativity doesn't belong in the little window of time that you're doing ACN. Okay. And always, if you ever need something, I'm always here for you. I know I didn't post from the previous one, so I really got to get better at that. Pictures with some of you, but moving forward, I'm here for you. Walk alongside you, encourage you, help you normalize your experiences because it is totally normal. But I want you to know that I do love all of you, and you all keep me going. You all put me in a position of joy, which is why I can still show up with a smile on my face and be present for all of you. So just want to let you know that. Also, Thursday is Independence Day, and I want you to all know that I appreciate our freedoms. And for all of those of you who have served, like Catherine, those of us who are family members of those of us who have served, thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate the freedoms that we all are able to experience. And I know it's been at the sacrifice of a whole lot. And so happy Independence Day. And when you wake up that morning, I want you to see my smiling face to know that I appreciate every single one of you and love you very much. So